Hi guys, I hope you're fine. So today we want to continue working with unit number 2. This time we want to continue working on simple present. Yeah, this is the topic that we're working on. So before we start with the activities on the book, I would like to review the simple present. Remember that we covered this topic the previous week. So this time we want to cover it one more time, and for that reason we're going to have a review. Remember guys that the simple present is divided into two. Yeah, the simple present with the verb to be and the simple present with the rest of the verbs. So as the verb to be is the most irregular verb, it has its own structure, its own form and rules, and its own use. And for the rest of the verb is going to be the same use, is going to be a different structure and different rules. Okay, sorry. So first of all, guys, when we use the simple present with the verb to be is to talk about the states of being in the present. It's like in Spanish, ser o estar. The rules, remember that in simple present, the verb to be has three different forms. Am, I am, are, you, we, they are, and he, she, it is. I am, yo soy, you are, tú eres o estás, we are, nosotros somos o estamos, they are, ustedes son o están, he is, él es o está, it is, eso es o está, she is, ella es o está. And finally, the structure for the verb to be is going to be subject plus the verb to be plus the adjective or noun. In negative is going to be subject plus the verb to be and with the negation like not or isn't, aren't or am not plus the adjective or the noun. And in the question we start with the verb to be, then the subject, and finally the complement that will be the adjective or the noun. For example, I am happy, yo soy feliz. He isn't sleepy, él no está durmiendo o no está somnoliento. Are you okay? ¿Te encuentras bien o estás bien? And keywords is like right now and today. Estas son algunas palabras nada más para identificarlo rápido. ¿Qué tipo se está hablando? Rest of the verbs to talk about repeated actions and routines. So we use the simple present with the rest of the verbs to talk about repeated actions. Entonces, cuando queremos hablar de situaciones que repetimos cotidianamente, utilizamos el presente simple con el resto de los verbos. Then we have special rules. We have an auxiliary verb for the rest of the verbs. Tenemos un verbo auxiliar para el resto de los verbos, no como con el verbo to be. Aquí no hay verbo auxiliar. So with the rest of the verbs, we need an auxiliary verb. Do is going to be for I, you, we, they. And does is going to be for he, she, it. These auxiliary verbs are going to use for negative and questions. Now we have the structures for the simple present with the rest of the verbs. So we start with the subject, then the verb in present, and finally the complement. That's it. Subject, verb in present, and complement. In negative is going to be subject, auxiliary verb, do or does. You know that we use do for I, you, we, they. We use does for he, she, it. So do, does, then we have not, the negation, plus the verb in the base form. This is important. The verb must be in the base form. El verbo se queda en su forma simple o su forma presente. Finally, for the structure in question, we have do, does, plus the subject. The subject is I, you, we, they, he, she, or it. Do or does depending on the pronoun. And the verb in the base form. Finally, the question mark. Que no se nos olvide nuestro signo de interrogación. Now we have an example that says he eats pasta. Él come pasta. Subject, verb, complement. She doesn't play soccer. Subject, auxiliary verb with the negation, the verb, and soccer. That is the complement. Finally, we have do you like soccer? We have auxiliary verb, subject, verb in simple form, and complement. Some of the keywords are the frequency adverbs or everyday activities, like for example, always, never, sometimes, readily, usually, and so on. So this was a review for the simple present. but this time, guys, we're going to focus more on the spelling rules for third person singular. Remember that in simple present we have some special rules for third person singular. Third person singular is he, she, it. This is third person singular. So when we have these three pronouns, the verbs are going to be modified. All of them are going to be added with an S. Les agregamos una S a los verbos cuando utilizamos el pronombre he, she, or it. But there are some special situations. Hay unas situaciones especiales en que no solamente les agregamos la S. Which are these special situations? When the verb ends in double S or the verb ends in SH, CH, X, or O, we need to add ES, not only the S, also the E before the S. For example, miss. The verb miss finishes with double S. So as it finished with double S, we have to add ES at the end for a third person. I miss, he misses. Here we have the ES at the end. Finish, it's a verb that ends with SH. So when we have SH, we need to add ES. So he finishes. What finished with CH. So now we need to say watches with ES at the end. Then we have mix. Mix ends with the letter X, so we need to say mixes with ES at the end. And finally, we have I go. Go ends with the letter O, so we need to you need to say he goes with the ES at the end. So this is the first rule. Remember, we have SS, CH, SH, X, or O. We have to add ES with third person singular. He, she, it. Now, sorry. Well, a second rule, a second special situation for a third person singular is when the verb ends with a consonant and Y. So remember, consonant and Y, not vowel, consonant. So we have study. Study ends with the letter D and Y. D, it's a consonant. And we have Y, so we complete the rule. It says he studies. So the first thing that you have to do is to drop up the Y, eliminamos la Y, and add IES. Y le agregamos la IES. Study, studies. I cry. I cry is in the same situation. R, it's a consonant. Then we have the Y. So we have to drop up the Y and add IES, like he cries instead. Cries, yeah. Why? Because we have consonant and Y at the end. And finally, we have a vowel and Y. When we have a vowel and Y, we have to add only the S. Si se fijan, esta termina en Y, pero antes tiene una vocal. Entonces no podemos aplicar esta regla. Simplemente se le agrega la letra S. S. So now, we have the review for the simple present. And before I give you your assignment for today, antes de que les dé su trabajo para el día de hoy, I just want to check yesterday's answers for yesterday's activities. So these are the answers for yesterday's activities. We have 8, 1, 3, 5, 2, 6, 4, 7, number 6. Then we have yes, he does, no, he doesn't, yes, he does, yeah, yes, she does, no, he doesn't, no, he doesn't, no, he doesn't, and yes, he does. And these ones vary depending on the person and your answers. Estas variaban, ¿va? Dependiendo de sus respuestas. And then we have on the second page that we checked yesterday, it says, no, he isn't. Yes, he is. Sorry. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. She's a yoga instructor. Yes, he does. Yes, they do. No, he doesn't. Or once a month. And then we have this exercise that also we did yesterday. It says for do is going to be, well, we have 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. And then for the second part is A, B, C. Then we have A, B, C, D. And finally, we have CDBA. Now, what is going to be for today? Today, we want to work on the next page. This is the page that we want to work on. So we're going to complete the exercise that is tune in. Yeah, it says, where do your partners work? Listen to the track and choose the correct names for the questions. Here we have some questions. Here we have some names. So you have to decide who's the person who's doing the action, listening the track number 8. Entonces, escúchenlo y luego contesten las preguntas seleccionando a la persona que realiza la acción. For example, it says, who works in a hospital? ¿Quién trabaja en un hospital? So you have to decide Rashid, Magda, Carla, Chad, or Andy. Then you have to move to the next activity, which is learn to learn the grammar. Yeah, and this one you're gonna put into practice the simple present special rules for third person singular. It says complete the sentences. So here we have 4 sentences with different answers. Yes, number 1 is already completed. I work in a fitness club. He works in a fitness club. So this is first person singular, and this is third person singular. That means that there are some changes in the verb, o sea que el verbo cambia en estas segundas columnas. En vez de ser work, se transformó a works. So you have to do the same with play, shall, and sleep. And after that, we're going to leave this one. Dejamos este en blanco. And then we move to the next page. So for this page, we're going to work on the vocabulary buster. Yeah, you have to read this paragraph, and then you have to decide which one is the best job for this person who wrote this email. Also, guys, you have to find out the meaning of the words that are in bold. Aquí hay unas palabras en negritas. Van a anotarme la definición de cada palabra. La van a buscar en el diccionario o en internet si ustedes gustan. And finally, we have speak up. Yeah, read what does the students say about their part-time jobs and discuss who would you identify yourself with. So hay que leer estos y ver con cuál se identifican más. And that will be it. We're going to leave these exercises not for today. No vamos a hacer estos ejercicios, los vamos a dejar para después. Otra cosa, muchachos, antes de que termine el video, la verdad fueron demasiados estudiantes los que no alcanzaron a pasar este primer parcial. Creo que fui muy flexible con ustedes, traté de apoyarlos en lo más que pude. Pero pues no puedo hacer todo por ustedes. De hecho, hay algunos alumnos que ni siquiera se han reportado conmigo, no hicieron sus trabajos y ni siquiera me han enviado, han enviado algún mensaje como para preguntar qué pueden hacer en su situación. No han tenido ni siquiera ese interés, ¿no? Entonces, pues ahí les encargo, muchachos. Este segundo parcial va a ser un poco más estricto y por favor sigan las actividades, creo que son muy sencillas. No es nada complicado y en caso de que tengan dudas, pues ya saben que pueden mandar un mensaje. Thank you very much, guys. Have a nice day. See you.